Hello, Vlado.
Hello, Gabriela.
Why did Raiffeisen Bank decide to pursue a partnership with RO GBC?
This is a long story, I have to say, because when we started talking about green constructions and green houses, at that time nobody in Romania was thinking about it. It has been actually more than 10 years since we are cooperating, and at the time it was a bit of an exotic event. And a lot of people actually were not understanding why are we going in this direction, particularly because the market was not even ready at that time. It is clear that constructing green is more expensive. So a lot of people and a lot of customers were not really interested into buying a green house because for them it was a more expensive house as such. And at the same time, they were not understanding the reason why we are doing all that. Still, Raiffeisen Bank Romania has been pursuing this policy for quite a while. And I would say we have been the pioneers, setting up the standards, setting up the processes within the organization, building actually the expertise so that we know how to do an evaluation of such projects. And finally, today, I would say after the recent changes in the European Union legislation, introducing different standards, we are actually at the forerunner of the whole event, already prepared and having a very good starting point and expertise on how to move forward. The reason why we also actually aligned our interests with the Romanian Green Building Council is the fact that on one side they have their mission of issuing the certification that the respective construction really meets all required standards. And this gives confidence to investors and also to future buyers, knowing that what they are buying is indeed meeting all standards that are available at this point in time. And at the same time, it was coinciding with our interest in continuing to construct sustainable society in Romania. This was our own contribution on the corporate side, because we believe that being a good corporate citizen is an important thing, and it's an important stakeholder that we have to take care of.
What is the green mortgage program of Raiffeisen Bank Romania, and what are the benefits of it for home buyers?
We have always actually had the green mortgages at an advantage from a cost point of view. Now, it is important to address a myth that exists for quite a while in the society that actually owning a green house or a green flat or a green real estate is actually more expensive. This is not correct, because yes, the construction price maybe and the construction cost is actually higher. That's true, because the materials that are being used are completely different. But what one has to keep into consideration is the fact that whenever you buy a real estate for your home in which you intend to stay for a long period of time, one has to look at the total cost of ownership. And total cost of ownership is actually much lower. Why? Because on one side you consume less energy, and at the same time, in principle, whatever you have as maintenance costs are much lower over the long period of time. Indeed, combined together, if you look into total cost of ownership, that would lead you to a saving, which today, given today's costs of crediting and today's cost of construction, would probably result into a saving of approximately 2-month installments every year. So that is quite a good saving. And I can confirm this because I'm living in a similar type of a house, and my running costs are ridiculously small compared to the surface of the house that we have. Indeed, it was more expensive in the beginning, but living there is much, much cheaper.
What can the banking industry do, and how Raiffeisen Bank Romania promotes true sustainable progress in the climate and energy crisis era?
I think first of all, the banking system has to align itself towards the drive for achieving a sustainable society. And I think slowly people start to understand the need for this. And I see more and more banks are joining into this initiative today. Second, in order for us to promote actually the inclination to go forward for buying a green property, we try to offer mortgage loans which are with a lower cost. That on one side is in fact promoting the possibility to borrow a higher amount, because that's how the formulas are working. And at the same time, it is encouraging also the customers to understand that they are going to pay less for a similar, let's say, property as a size or a cost as well. So overall, the whole idea would be that we would like to encourage people to go in this direction. At the same time, we have been one of the first banks in Romania to actually issue green bonds. And we have done a couple of issues already. And this is an important aspect. Why? Because on one side, it actually forces us, and we have assumed this task on ourselves, to continue to construct a portfolio going in this direction. And we know how to do this because, as I was mentioning earlier, we have been in this line for quite some time already. We have the expertise. We have a whole function which is actually looking into this aspect of financing, and it coordinates the effort between different business lines. We're talking about our colleagues in corporate finance, who are having already quite a number of projects which they have financed. They know how to do that. They know how to assess projects. We have built the expertise. At the same time, we also have the reporting requirements well understood. We know how to deal with those as well. We know how to measure footprint, a carbon footprint. We know how to, we actually were the first one to introduce also for our clients a carbon footprint calculator in order to be able to understand where they stand as well. So overall, we have taken all measures to go forward and build an environment in which we as a bank can operate and to create assets and portfolio which goes in this direction. And our intention is to continue to issue green bonds in the future. Moreover, that at the same time proceeds from the green bonds can be only invested into financing green projects. So overall, we would like in this way to close the cycle and to really take the whole market to a new level of development.